Okay. So my topic is what are the fourfold Abhidhammattha? Give a short introduction of each of them. So introduction, according to next slide. According to Abhidhamma philosophy, there are two kinds of realities: the conventional Sammuti reality and the ultimate Paramattha reality. Conventional realities are reference to the ordinary conceptual thought, panyati, and conventional modes of expression, vohara. The Abhidhamma philosophy maintains that these notions do not possess ultimate validity, for the objects which they signify do not exist in the real, in their own right as do not exist in their own right as irreducible realities. Their mode of being is conceptual and not actual. They are the products of mental construction, parikapana, not realities existing by reason of their own nature. Ultimate realities, in contrast, are things that exist by reasons of their own intrinsic nature, sabhava. They are the dhammas, the final irreducible components of existence. They are the final terms of analysis, the true constituents of the complex manifold of experience. Hence, the word paramattha is applied to them, which is derived from parama, ultimate, highest, final, and atta, reality or thing. The next slide. The fourfold Abhidhammattha are the four types of ultimate realities, which are citta, cittasika, rupa, and dipana. So citta, they are 89 or 121. Cettasika, mental factors, they are 52. Rupa, matter, they are 28. And dipana, sorry. So citta is the awareness of an object. Citta can never arise without an object. Whenever there's a citta, there must be an object. So in Abhidhamma, there are 89 or 121 cittas classified according to the planes of existence. So there are 54 Kama Vachara Chitta in 11 planes, 15 Rupa Vachara Chitta in 16 planes, 12 Arupa Vachara Chitta in 4 planes, and 8 supramundane consciousness or Lokuttara Chitta. So a total 121 Chittas. Next slide. Okay, cetasikas. Cetasikas are dhammas that are attached or dependent on consciousness. There are 4 fundamental characteristics of mental factors in association with consciousness. They are known as Samba Yoga Lakkhana. Next slide. The mental factor arise together with the consciousness simultaneously. When the consciousness perishes, mental factors too perish at the same time, nirodha. The particular object of a consciousness will be the object of the mental factors that of that consciousness, ikalambana. The same basis of the consciousness will serve as a base for all mental factors associated with that particular consciousness. So these are the 4 characteristics of mental factors. Next slide. So there are 52 mental factors comprised of 13 ethically variable factors, anya samana cetasikas, 14 immoral cetasikas, and 25 beautiful mental factors. So next slide. So rupa is that changes with coming into contact with adverse conditions such as cold, heat. It is subject to continuous and repeated disintegration and decomposition. So they come under the state of impermanence or anicca. Rupa exists in living beings and non-living beings. Nonetheless, cittas and cetasikas only arise in living beings. Rupa has no ability to cognize. It is the object of being cognized by the citta. So there are 28 types of rupas, which consist of 4 great elements, 4 mahabhutas, which are earth, Patavi, water, apo, fire, tejo, and air, bio. And there are 24 derived matter, upadaya, rupa. Next slide. Next, Nibbana is the highest aim of Buddhists. It is defined as the extinction of desire, ill will, and delusion. It is the extinction of all mental defilements. It is described as liberation from suffering. Nibbana is unconditioned. So in conclusion, chitta, cittasika, and rupa are caused by conditions. They are called sankhata and subject to change and decay. Nibbana is the only unconditioned element, thus called asankhata dhatu. Nibbana is the final deliverance from the suffering inherent in conditioned existence. Thus, in the Abhidhamma philosophy, they are all together these fourfold Abhidhammattha, four ultimate realities, i.e., that are consciousness, mental factors, rupa, and nibbana. Habis cerita Balalau. Finish.
Okay, good job. Anybody disagree with her? If correct, then pass through.
I very long on the chitta, but I cut off. So left like that.
The rest of you, anyone disagree with her? Nobody, yeah? So you pass through, so you share with the rest of the classmates.
But I want to ask Sister Sumitra, the assignments done by us, right? In which part of the Google Classroom can they find?
Actually, this one also part
Okay.
of your next, I mean, your this coming exam one. So you're doing it, also helping yourself. This one all repetition one. They come and haunt you one, so you cannot escape, whether whichever year.
So Sister Sumitra, you got put in a section or not?
Wait, can you see my screen? So when you go to your classwork, you will find right now we have Dharma homework. Later on, I'm going to add another one under Abhidhamma session. It will be homework for Abhidhamma. So if you go to the
That section
no
you say it's where?
questions. Okay,
Father
questions.
Father Paul just now he say he did the I one, it's where?
Okay, previously you see the homework for Dhamma is under one category. What you do now will be another category between after Abhidhamma session, you will homework for Abhidhamma. So the past year question, if you come here, you go to resources. Can you see here the past year questions? So these are the websites where you can access to the questions. For example, when you click the link, you'll find that this is all the past year questions by website. You have senior part 1, senior part 2. Okay, there's another one also. Here also you'll find here senior exam past year, senior part 1, part 2. So when you click, I don't download because my folder is already almost full. So I can only give you the link for you to access to it. When you click, say, part 1 or part 2, whoever, Abhidhamma, say part 1, you click, then you have this, you can download to your computer or you can read online. But I'm sorry, I only provide links, but I don't download to the folder anymore because my capacity is very limited. But sorry for that. It's already almost 90% full. I have to find other Gmail account to accommodate.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Very good effort, lady. But my question to Brother Cole, where you did the question already,
Come again. I
That
couldn't hear you
on the
well.
I one.
The I one, yes. I
You
haven't shared. I haven't shared. I haven't shared.
Oh, it's this year. Oh, okay, all right, okay.
I'm going
Okay.
to share afterward. Then after that, I'll share it over the email lah. Easier for you all.
Okay.
Yeah, right now, Sister Chai Hoon already shared her PowerPoint and Word document in the chat group.
Yeah, I saw it in the WhatsApp group.
Thank you. Thank you.
So who want to do next?
This is
Go,
Brother Cole's turn.
Sister Pek Len, no? Because follow the question, ma. 1, 2, 3, ma.
Up to you all,
Yeah.
whoever doing next.
Okay, I'm sharing. Can you see?
Yes, not in slideshow mode yet.
Can see?
Okay, good. Yes.
Can see, yeah? What's this one? Can see the whole screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My question is tutorial question for 2010, question 2. Explain what door, dwara are, and the chitta that arise in any one of the 5 sensitive door. So, now we all know that we need at least a door for resident or anyone to enter the house or to get out of it. So similarly, every room door are fixed for the same purpose in the house. Now, most of us will have several doors in our house. So no one could use the house without this door. So as an individual, we have 2 different types of door known as the door of contact, that is pasa, wat, doawa, and the door of action, kama, dwara. Now, kama, dwara, or the door of action are threefold, through which individual carry out bodily, verbal, and mental action. That is the body, speech, and mind. So in this question, we are talking about the door of contact or the sense door through which individual receive the external object. These doors are namely the eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door, and the mind door. Now, the eye door is actually the eye sensitivity. Cakkhu-dvāra-Vithi itself is the eye door. When the visible objects come in contact with the eye sensitivity, a series of consciousness follow. Ear door, ear sensitivity, sota pasada, based inside the physical ear itself is the ear door. When the sound comes in contact with the ear sensitivity, there arises a series of consciousness. Nose door, nose sensitivity, gana pasada, is based inside the upper nostril itself is the nose door. When odor comes in contact with the nose sensitivity, there arises a change of consciousness. Tongue door, tongue sensitivity, jidwa pasada, found at the posterior portion of the tongue itself is the tongue door. When flavors comes in contact with the tongue sensitivity, there arises a line of consciousness. Body door, body sensitivity, kaya pasada, found almost everywhere in the physical body, except at the tip of the hair and the nail and on with skin itself is the body door. When anything contact the body sensitivity, there arises a change of consciousness. That mind door. Now, mind door, it is the mind or consciousness itself, but not the consciousness at every stage. Now, when the stage of Bhavanga, that is the life continuum, is disturbed by a mind object, there arises the mind door adverting consciousness. Mano, Dvara, Vajana, Citta. The Bhavanga becomes the mind door. Now, second part of the question is asking for citta that arise in any one of the 5 sensitive door. Here, I would like to talk about the eye door. So, there are altogether 46 consciousness arises in the eye door when a visible form contact in 7 types of consciousness. So what are they? It is the 5 door abetting consciousness. We have got 1 citta, eye consciousness 2, receiving consciousness 2, investigating consciousness 3, determining consciousness 1, sense pure javana citta, total 29. So registration consciousness is 8. So altogether add up, we have got 46 consciousness that will arise in the eye door. So this one, you will notice that there are 7 types of consciousness. These are the 7 types here that arise in the eye door in the given order, performing different function. Out of each type, only 1 consciousness arises at a time. For example, out of the 2 citta coming under the eye consciousness, only 1 will arise according to the circumstances. It can be either the wholesome resultant eye consciousness, that is kusala ahetuka vipaka cakkhu vijnana, or unwholesome resultant eye consciousness, akusala vipaka cakkhu vijnana. Now, if the eye consciousness is of a wholesome group, the receiving consciousness and the investigating consciousness that follow will be in the form, the same group, will be the same. Now, out of the 29 javana consciousness, only 1 will arise for 7 times at one occasion. In general, this 46 consciousness can arise through the eye door when a visible object contact the eye, cakkhu pasada, just like the eye contact with the book. Now, the object of this change of consciousness will be the same visible object which is arisen at the present moment. It should be noted that neither a visible object that has existed earlier nor an object that has not arisen yet or come into being cannot be cognized through the eye door. So for the eye door total, they are altogether 46 consciousness. Same thing with ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door, except for the mind door, we have got 67 consciousness. So that end up my today's work. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Anybody disagree? Okay, okay, then sister and share your classmate. How about next one? Brother Koh.
Okay, I'll share now. Good afternoon, Brother Lau, brothers and sisters. I'll share this assignment for YMBA Senior 2 Abhidhamma. The question is, when you see an object through the eye, a series of consciousness arise in a particular order. Illustrate this fact in detail with an explanation. Because the request for details explanation, so my explanation would be more elaborate than the Sister Pek Len's answers. It's actually quite similar, but it's more elaborate. So, introduction. In the Theravada Abhidhamma Pitaka, it elaborates in great detail the psychology or the workings of the mind. So when any of the five senses or the mind comes into contact with its respective object, it triggers the mind into certain action, and this is called cognitive process, or another translation is active thought series, but Vithi in Pali. So a series of consciousness or citta will arise and cease in accordance to the law of consciousness or psychic law, which is citta niyama. And this is one of the five natural laws called pancha niyama. So let's look what is meant by cognitive process of Vithi. For example, when the eye sees a visible object, it generates an eye cognitive process. Similarly, the ear with the sound, nose with the smell, tongue with taste, and body with tangible object. While when the mind thinks of a mental object, it generates a mind cognitive process. So this is how there are 6 types of cognitive process in general. Thus, there are 2 major categories of cognitive process which we can classify into 2. One is the 5 sense law cognitive process. That means the eye cognitive process, ear cognitive process, nose cognitive process, tongue cognitive process, body cognitive process. That is the 5 senses. And the second one is the mind dog cognitive process, which is the mind itself, or the mind itself. So between the cognitive processes, the mind is said to be in life continuum state of bhavanga, or in another way, you call it passive stage of the mind. For example, like in deep sleep or inactive mental state. So the mind is said to be in the flow of life continuum, or the flow of bhavanga. There is, at this state, only the bhavanga citta arises and ceases, one after another and continuously, until a cognitive process interrupts it. So let's look into what an eye cognitive process like. So when a visible or color, or called vana, aramana, strikes at or in contact with a functional eye sensitivity, Cakkhu-dvāra-Vithi, as mentioned by Sister Pek Len just now, the stream of life continuum, bhavanga flow, is interrupted. And after at least 3 life continuum bhavanga cittas have elapsed, then the eye cognitive process is activated, and the process is generally as follows. This is the general flow of eye door cognitive process, Cakkhu-dvāra-Vithi. So here, on top here is a mind moment. There is 1 to 17 in one eye door cognitive process. So it starts with Atita, Bhavanga, then it follows by Chalana Bhavanga, Bhavanga Chalana, then Bhavanga Upacheda, then Pancha Dwara Vajana, followed by Cakkhu-Vijnana, Sampatichana, Santirana, Votapana, and then 7 in a series of Javana, then Yatthada-ramana. So total 17. So all these are individual what you call consciousness, except for Javana. There will be 7, the same type of Javana in the series 7, and should there be registration, Tada-ramana, it will arise in pair too. So the rest of this I'll elaborate later on in subsequent slides. So these are the notations I've mentioned just now. So, okay, let's go into detail. So these first 3 is the bhavanga, the three bhavanga cittas. The three bhavanga cittas are called past bhavanga. That means the first one. Then the vibrating bhavanga, the second one. And then the arrest bhavanga, number 3. Then after the third life continuum consciousness, there is the 3 bhavanga has lapsed. The life continuum bhavanga stops. So it stops. Then it's followed up by the what consciousness called 5-door everything consciousness, or pancha dwara vajana chitta. And is to avert the mind's attention to the new I object. That means when the object comes in, after the lapse of 3, then this 5-door everything will avert the mind towards that new object. Then the 5th one would be the Cakkhu-dvāra-Vithi chitta that will follows. And this Cakkhu-dvāra-Vithi chitta arises at the eye base, or called Cakkhu, because of the meeting of the eye object and at the eye sensitivity, and there is a contact. So this Cakkhu-dvāra arises. Then this eye base is also the eye door, Cakkhu-dvāra, that allows the object to enter the mind. And this eye base, eye door, eye sensitivity are the same, except that they are named differently because of its different functions or purposes. Next, we go to the Sampatichana, Santirana, and Votapana. So, Sampatichana, number 6, receives the object and follows by Santirana, which investigates the object, and Votapana, which determines the object. And this is followed by 9 to 15, which is the Javana, or Chitta, and it arises in a sequential one after another. And this is followed by the Tadaramana, or registration consciousness, which is 16 and 17. And this completes a single bare eye cognitive process, Cakkhu-Vithi. This is just bare eye cognitive process. Then the mind will go into life continuum stream again. There is bhavanga, until the next cognitive process triggers it to another cognitive process. So let's look at the consciousness. What are the consciousness? So here we are going to go into the details of the consciousness. What are the consciousness that arise in this series of cognitive process? So in the case of 5-door averting consciousness, so in the case of 5 sense doors cognitive process, there is only one consciousness doing the averting functions, and that is the upeka sahagata pancha dwara vajana kriya chitta. See, this is actually a functional, rootless functional 5-door averting with neutral feelings. Then next we have the Cakkhu-dvāra chitta, number 5, and there are 2. One is Cakkhu-dvāra akusala vipaka, and the other one is Cakkhu-dvāra kusala vipaka chitta. So when the object is pleasant or agreeable, then the Cakkhu-dvāra kusala vipaka chitta will arise. Whereas when the object is unpleasant or not agreeable, then the Cakkhu-dvāra akusala vipaka chitta will follow. Then next, we go to the Sampatichana. So there are also 2 Sampatichana chittas. It's similar to Cakkhu-dvāra chitta, meaning to say, if the object is pleasant, then the the Sampatichana will be the Kusala from the Kusala Vipaka. And if the object is unpleasant or not agreeable, then the Sampatichana will be from the Akusala Vipaka. So the Cakkhu-Vijnana, if it's Akusala, then the Sampatichana will be Akusala. Similarly, the Santirana will also be Akusala. So these three, the Cakkhu, Sampatichana, and Santirana, these three will follow suit. That because of the object. If the object is pleasant, then it will be Kusala, Cakkhu, Vijnana, and then the Sampatichana also Kusala, then the Santirana also Kusala. Okay. So this is how the Citta Niyama works. Next, we go to the Santirana, number 7. So in Santirana, there are 3 cittas. So how does it also depends on the object. So if the object is unpleasant, then it's the Upeka Akusala Santirana. That means Upeka Sahagata Akusala Vipaka Santirana. Whereas if the object is pleasant, then it's Upeka Kusala Santirana. But when the object is very desirable, then it's Somanasa Kusala Santirana Vipaka will arise. So this is where it's different from the earlier Sampatichana. Next, we go to Votapana. So Votapana is actually a determining consciousness. And this determining consciousness is done by the mind-door averting consciousness, or what we call Mano-dvāra-Vajana-citta. And as a note, Mano-dvāra-Vajana-citta actually also performs the averting function, that is the avajana kicha, in the mind-door cognitive process, or Mano-Vithi. This is the this is the I-door cognitive process. But in Mano-Vithi, there is the mind-door cognitive process. Then Mano-dvāra will perform the averting functions like this Pancha-dvāra-Vajana. That is the averting function. That's what it means. Next, we go to the Javana. For the Javana, the cittas that can arise are 12 akusala cittas. That means these 12 akusala cittas. 1 hasitupada, that is the smile-producing, functional, rootless citta. And then the 8 maha kusala cittas and 8 mahakiriya cittas. And these 8 mahakiriya cittas is only for arahants only. But anyway, this is what it can arise. So in total, there are 29 cittas here that can arise in this I-door cognitive process as the Javana. As these 29 cittas, Javana cittas predominantly appear in Kama Vachara, it is also called Kama Javana. That is another term that frequently used, a short term to indicate these 29 Javanas. The Chetana of these Javana cittas generate Kama, and that is where Kama comes from. So from these 7 Javana cittas, that's where the Chetana of these Javanas actually generates and create the potentials of Kama. So if the Prava Votapana citta, that is the Prava Votapana citta, is accompanied by wise attention, that means Yoniso Manasikara, then the following Javana will be wholesome. Then this will be wholesome. That means if Votapana arise with wise attention, together with wise attention, then this Javana will be wholesome. Meaning to say, the Mahakusala, the 8 Mahakusala citta will be able to arise. Then the wholesome karma is generated. Similarly, on the other hand, if this Votapana citta arise is accompanied by unwise attention, then this Javana citta will be akusala. That means this 12 akusala citta follows through. And that's where the unwholesome karma is generated. Next, we go to the tada labana or tada ramana. That is the registration consciousness. The cittas that can arise in tada ramana are 8 mahavipaka, these 8 mahavipaka cittas, or the 3 santirana. That means these 3 santiranas can also arise as registration consciousness. So in total, there are 11. But because here, the 3 has been counted here, so it's recorded here as 8. So if it does arise, that means this not necessarily will arise, but if it does arise, it always arise with 2 mind moments, that means 16 and 17. And only in Cakkhu-dvāra-Vithi, that means it only occurs when it is involving the what you call the sensual world cognitive process. It doesn't appear in the rupa vachara, nor will it appear in the arupa vachara cognitive process. That's what it means. So here I have mentioned about this. The santirana also perform santirana function here. This is what it means. Thus, in total, the possible cittas that can arise. So when we add up all these, so here is 1, 2, 2, 3. So here is 29, 8. So we add up is 46 here. So there are 46 cittas that can arise in these 14 moments. That is from 4 to 17. Moment 4 to moment 17. These 40 mind moments in this cittakana. So next, we look at the presentations of objects. That is the Visaya Bhavati. For the 5 sense doors, there are 4 full presentations of objects as follows. Very great. This is 5 sense doors. Very great, Ati Mahanta, great Mahanta, slight Parita, and the 4th one is very slight, Ati Parita. The intensity of the presentation depends on the conditions when an object comes into contact with the door. That is, whether it's classified as great, a very great, or slight, or very slight. It's not only the object itself, it also has other conditions that will determine whether the intensity is strong enough to be classified under which category. So these are the example for the eye door process, where the factors affecting the intensity are, okay, one is the eye sensitivity, the Cakkhu-pasada. The Cakkhu-pasada must be functioning and is good, in good condition, so that you can see clearly. Then the object must be visible, vana aramana. It must be also available, and this is one condition. Otherwise, the consciousness will not arise. And the third one is the light, the aloka. That means whether there is sufficient light or not. For example, if it's too dark, it might not be clear. Or if it's not bright enough, it might not be clear. But if it's bright enough, then the clarity will be there. Then the 4th one is attention. If we do not put attention to the object, then we will not be able to see it. So good attention has to be present. And these 4, in the case of the eye process, will determine whether the presentation is classified under which group. So due to different intensity of the presentation of the objects, the cognitive process can vary. So the above example Vithi, just now the initial presentation of Vithi is for very great object, that is Ati Mahanta Aramana. The following are the details of the 15 possible cognitive processes in the I-door Cakkhu-dvāra-Vithi. So this is the 15 possible Vithi. Just now we are talking about this. That means the presentation object is actually Ati Mahanta Vithi. See, there's only one Atita Bhavanga. That means there's only one here. But when it comes to the second category of presentation of object is Mahanta Vithi, there are two possibilities. One with two Ati, that means two past Bhavanga, that means there's two past Bhavanga. Then the second one is the three past Bhavanga, three Ati here, Atita here. And this will affect the type of VT, the types of cognitive process that it generates. So similarly, when the presenting object is actually Parita VT, that means this slide object, there is a potential variation of 4 Atita to 9 Atita, 4 to 9 Atita, and the cognitive process will be as follows. And on the fourth type is Ati Parita Vithi, that means very slight objects. Then the Atita Bhavanga will be from 10 to 15 Atita Bhavanga, and this is the cognitive process that you go. So you'll find that, okay, in the case of very great objects, then the normal cognitive process happened, and it ended up with 2 tada ramana, 2 registration of consciousness. And another name for it is called tada ramana vara. That means ending in tada ramana, ending in registration. In the case of Mahanta Vithi, then there are 2 past Bhavanga here. So as a result, you have, if we take away the registration, there is only one space here, and it cannot take only one registration. So as a result, this is replaced by Bhavanga to actually allow the 17 mind moment to fill up the space. Then when it comes to the third, the second Mahanta Vithi, where there are 3 Atita Bhavanga, 1, 2, 3 here, then you'll find that it ends with Javana. Similarly with here, end with Javana, but follow up with Bhavanga. So these 2 is also called Javana Vara, or ending in Javana. Similarly, when it comes to Parita Vithi, then this ends up with Votapana. That means they call it the determining consciousness, and that's why it's called. Another name for this is actually ending in determining. There's no Javana here. And similarly, when the object is very unclear, very slight, then it's actually it ends with the Chalana. That means the Bhavanga Chalana, there is the vibrating Bhavanga. And so it's called empty process. So these 2 does not have Javana. There's no possibilities of karma being generated. So that's what I've elaborated. Okay, so this I've elaborated. There is Javana here for this 1 and 2. So only those with very great and great objects have cognitive process with impulse consciousness. There is a Javana Chitta, and therefore they generate karma. The other 2 doesn't. So in conclusion, this is my conclusion. The above discussion is a general outline on how the I-door cognitive process operates. And it involves the mind, nama, the materiality, rupa, and the other external conditions, mainly rupa. within the mind states, citta and citta seekers, the combinations or metrics itself are many, very diverse. Thus, when we combine the mind materiality, nama rupa, and the external conditions or influencing factors, the possibility of different I-door cognitive process become even more complicated and diverse. And with the five senses, the complexity is further compounded. Thank you. Appreciation to Brother Lau, to Colombo YMBA, Brother T. Lim and his organizing committee, and fellow Kalyanamitas, and of course, there are various texts of learnings that I refer to, as well as the teachings by various Sayadaws and Sayajis. And I also like to seek for forgiveness if there is any error or misrepresentation in this presentation. I seek your forgiveness and will be willing to be corrected. Thank you.
Thank you. Good try. Anybody had anything to put on? If not, then Sister Sumita, you can share this thing with all your classmates. You put very
I'll
detailed
share
one.
later.
Very well done.